Hey, hello, Ryle. How you doing? How you doing, my friend? Let's let's give it a second. Let's see how many people we can gather here. Hola, Alex. Hello, Abdo. Abdo, say no. I used to, hey, I used to have a friend named Abdo, but I mean in Mexico, not you, right? Hey, Paul, you on the road? Yeah, yeah. All right. I'll try to be very short on this session, Polly. Uh, as you know, I just started moving out, and my parents are here helping us, taking care of the kids, and my dad helping me loading, unloading the truck. It's gonna be a long weekend, and not because it's gonna be a 4-day weekend. So let's see what happens. Hey Patrick, hello Andreas. How you doing, Andreas? All right, guys. So we are very few people. We are very few people, but all right. Hello, Sina. All right. Well, let's get started. Let's gonna do this. So this I'm gonna include again Apple because today we had a very nice. Today we had a very nice play here. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm not watching the 1 minute, 5 minute opening range. Ah, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second here, guys. There should be there. Anyways, well, it doesn't matter. So today we have this play with Apple. So this is the 5 minute opening range high. This is the 5 minute opening range high. And we had this break and retest, but the thing here with Apple is that it has been very strong. It has been very strong. So the higher time frame thesis was staying above these 212. These 212. It's just more than just a psychological number. So, but the play here was staying above these 212, right? So we had this break and retest. It's kind of an immediate retest of this 5 minute opening range high, but look at the price action. I really like this. I really like this. So we have this red candle pulling back, retesting this zone here, because this zone here, remember, this zone here is not only the 5 minute opening range high, but it also could be this kind of a order block or something like that, right? So we have this pullback, nice price action right here, and the next two candles are showing us that this thing wants to fly, right? So if you open your position right here, and let me tell you something, guys, that I was being asked the past week, and it said like, when do you consider to take your entries? And this is a very good example here. This is a very good example here because once you have your retest on your key level, and once you are watching one or two candles holding your key level, what I like to see, it's the next candle kind of engulfing the previous body. All right, engulfing the previous body. So if you are asking me, I'm not taking my position here. I may be opening my position here, right above the previous body here, but when this candle is actually developing, so buyers stepping in here, so I will be buying my position right here, not on the candle close, but when it engulfs the previous body or the previous candle. So if you had something like this or here, and you were aiming at here we have a few different things here. So first you have previous day high, right? Previous day high right here, it's a 122.5, or if you got it right here, right at the candle closure here. Let's say that you did this. So your risk should be at the bottom of this order block here. Let's say it's the candle wick of this uptrend down closing candle. So if you have your target as the previous day high, I mean, it should be higher than that, right? But if you have your first target to previous day high, that's 1 to 9, 1 to 1.8 risk reward ratio trade. But your actual target should be, round numbers or half numbers, right? So let's say 213.50. 213.50, this is a 1 to 2.35 risk reward ratio trade, or external liquidity, previous high of the day on the daily chart. So if you manage to hold this consolidation here and you actually got all the way to this, or even to 214, this 214, it's a multiple touches key level on the daily chart. This was almost a 1 to 4 risk reward ratio trade, and I think this was the play. This was the best entry available. Break, retest of this previous high of the day, or the block, 5-minute opening range. But I know this is not enough displacement, or this is not like a huge displacement. But what I like from this candle here, it's how buyers step in here, right? So this candle wick, that's what I like for this play. And then, you have this one here. So you have this break. It actually closes above this previous high. So this is building market structure or maintaining market structure. So you have this retest to your previous day high. So let's see what's going on here with the indices. Well, the indices were pushing higher and higher, strong higher, right? So you can actually have your entry right here. And just as we say, right? I mean, when you have this kind of reaction, you don't wait for the candle closure. You wait for maybe engulfing the previous or the two previous candles. So if you open your position right here, you have your risk at the bottom of these candles here. Let's say this, and you were aiming to the gap, right? To the gap, at least to the gap. And well, look at this. So this is a 1 to 2.2 risk reward ratio trade, right? This is the break and retest of, look at this. Okay, actually, if you miss this one here, you may have another opportunity here, right? Like on this break and retest of the pre-market high. So what about this? Something like this, right? Something like this. This is the break and retest of pre-market high. And when you should be buying this thing, maybe here. Yeah, so maybe on this candle here, this is the 952. And your risk should be to the bottom of these candles here, the ones that were retesting first. And again, if you were aiming to this 214 or to the gap, look at this. This was another nice entry, right? So you actually have three different opportunities here on the on Apple, or even one more here. I mean, if you were expecting for 212, look at this. Maybe here. Which one? No, it should be this one here. It should be this one here to previous day high. Look at this. If you were expecting this break and retest of 212, where is 212? Right here. Right here. 212. That's a nice retest of 212 with some displacement here. So the one thing here that I don't like, it's like, look at this candle, right? And your risk is just too much. But well, anyway, I mean, if you enter in one of these Apple trades, money was on Apple today. Money was on Apple today. So, all right, let me take a look here. Andreas, no long weekend for you in Austria. So and you have your own business, right, Andreas? So give it to you. Long weekend. You can afford it, my friend. Hi, Deepti. Hey, Bob. How you doing? Hey, Aaron. Good morning from California. You said you are from San Diego, right? I kind of remember that you told me that you were from San Diego. Hey, Chris. You need to update the indicator. Yeah, you know what? I've been avoiding the updates because uh, I need Mina to help me here because yeah. So he told me how to save my my settings, right? Like, so I don't need to rewrite the tags of the names of my tags, but yeah, probably I need to do that this weekend. uh hey, Carlita, how are you doing? Carla, if it engulfs the previous candle, strong. If it engulfs the previous two candles, strong. Yeah, exactly. That's the idea, right? I mean, you didn't. I mean, you can wait for the candle to close, but if it's actually engulfing the previous candle or the two previous candles, well, that's a very strong move. Uh, Deep T Apple, I thought it's not retest as there was not enough displacement. Which one? I think this one right here, right? It's yeah. I mean, even if I move it like this, yeah, it's very small displacement here. Yeah, totally. Which one, Carla? Which one you took? We don't trust Apple, so that's why we don't take Apple. um, Rael would like more displacement in general, but that Apple PA is very clean, surprising for Apple. Yeah, it's very surprising for Apple, but well, I don't know. I mean, big money has been on Apple's last days. Hello, Jatin. So, Abdo 494 Microsoft. Let's go to Microsoft in a minute. All right. You see, Andreas, go go for a nice trip this weekend. Go for a nice trip this weekend. All right, guys. So that was Apple here. Let's go to AMD. I was watching AMD. Not sure if you remember, but I told you let's wait for AMD to break this 141. If you see here, I have my alarm right here for AMD 141. But I was watching this. I was watching market structure being built here to the downside. So this is what we call, well, I don't call it like this, but I have a coach that uh, when this market structure is failing to create new highs, he calls this move the pull counter, the pull counter. But it's I mean that's the fancy name for starting building market structure to the downside, and I love his example because he explains as a pull counter in boxing. So so this is it, right? Like a faith on momentum. So this if you actually if you kind of draw this trend line, you see that I mean it's very being it's being respected pretty much, right? Actually, something like this. So it stayed when it broke again to the downside. failed to create new highs, and it was this is a clean, nice break and retest of the pre-market low. I know the indices were, higher. Every minute was higher. But if you are watching this weakness here, well, I mean, you have this very clean and neat break and retest of pre-market low. So if you look at this, well, I think this is exactly what we were saying a minute ago. So if your next candle is engulfing the previous one with the reaction at the level, you can open your position here. I mean, you don't need to wait for the candle to close. You can start opening your position here, maybe when it engulfs the previous two. Your risk stays at the top of this retesting candle here, or even a bit later, a bit less, right? I mean, I'm just trying to identify here that market structure is being built to the downside here. So if you have this thing here to 138, if your risk was this, maybe here, and your first target was 138, I mean, you have a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio trade. And I know the desired outcome will be all the way to the low of the day. But if you are just, watching, if you are watching your risk reward and you are taking profits right here and you are actually managing something like this, well, you may have a very nice trade right here, right? I will not be expecting for the whole day to develop this. So maybe I will cut my trade like something like here, maybe this 1057, I will cut my trade here after cutting something right here, 138. We say 138, it's actually a 1 to 2.4 risk reward ratio trade. So once you start having this reaction here and it's trolling with this 138.40, something like here. I mean, if it's respecting market structure, that's fine. But once you have this rejection of what is this? 137.85. I mean, I don't know what's there, but as you can see, this was used as support, but here is your demand, right? Here is your demand. So if you can't break this, I mean, you start taking your profits here, right? Because this is gonna reverse, so something like this. And well, that was everything for AMD. Anyone took AMD today? I know I was expecting for a move higher, but well, this may be something. Felix Laura, displacement is the candle engulfing? No. The displacement is how much it moves away from the key level. So let's use this example here. So, for example, here on this candle, Felix, on this candle, this 1027. So this breaks this key level, it's pre-market low, and you are having 1, 2, 3, 4 candles going lower and then coming back to this key level for the retest. So how much of separation between your key level and these candles, that's displacement, all right? That's displacement. So for example, I don't know, let's assume that you are watching to this 137.67. So you have this break and the next candle is, I mean, yes, it's separated from this key level here, but it's so small, the separation, it's only a few seconds or maybe just, 3 seconds. I'm sorry, not seconds, cents. It's only 3 cents of separation. So this is very small displacement compared to this, right? So this is 138.74 and this is actually moving all the way to 138.28. So that's like 50 cents of the price contract. So this is decent displacement, right? So, or for example, on this case, right? So on this case, we break this pre-market high, I'm sorry, this pre-market low with this candle 1012. So we break, come all the way to here, and then come back for, so this space between the key level and this candle here, that's the displacement. Again, we break again, and look at this separation. So this separation here, that's the displacement. So if you are, listen to me, Felix, if you are on the Discord, please go to the questions channel and tag me and ask me this. Hey, can you share the displacement on the break and retest video? And I will send it to you. All right. Okay. So that was the one thing that I was watching for AMD. I did not take it because I took Amazon. I actually took this one here, and it ended small red. It ended small red because I'm greedy. I'm greedy, very greedy. And also I was, like expecting the move higher. So if you are on the Discord, I shared this morning that everything above 222, that was my level for a continuation to the upside, right? So I was telling you, everything above 222, it's gonna take us higher. And the thing is that this thing can fly. I mean, when I say higher, it can go higher, like really higher, right? So I was expecting the break and hold of this 222, and it's actually holding, right? But it came back. So I was expecting this 222 for a move higher, at least to 225. We couldn't get it like on the first try, but it may do it next week, early next week, or even on the weekend. Let's see what happens. So I was waiting for this. So we have this nice retest of 222, and look at the price action here. So this is a strong reaction to 222, to 221.88. That was a previous day. I mean, not a previous day high, but it was a key level, a previous high or low on the daily chart. I think it was a previous high on the daily chart. So very nice comeback, pullback to this 222, to this 221.88 key level on the daily chart. Nice reaction. Buyers stepping in. Remember, I told you every time, buyers stepping in means buyers actually coming aggressively on this price area and reversing the price, or showing a good reaction here. So I opened my position right here to 22.25, right above this previous candle here. I was not expecting the candle closure. I was just, when I watched this candle forming, and also it was a nice reaction on the QQQ, I opened my position here, and I took like 25% of my position right here on the previous week high. But then I just got greedy, and I really thought that this will have some reaction. So I closed my position here on these candles here. I mean, it actually, look at this. It actually went below my stop loss. So I mean, guilty of all charges here. Because I was like, well, my stop loss maybe something like this, but I didn't move it. For being honest, I didn't move it. I was expecting the hold of this 222. So on one of these candles, I just closed it. So this was a small loss here, maybe like $400 or something like that. But I'm feeling bad about this because I cut I trimmed my position like 25% right here, and I was expecting a move higher here, and well, I just let a green trade turn red, and I'm feeling guilty about it. Yeah, you were going for the home run. Well, I had a higher time frame thesis. Yeah, so not looking for the home run, but I was looking for high of the day. That will be awesome. Um, Bob, you took Amazon off to 22. That was the play. That was the play. But I just got greedy. Did you contra how lousy movement? Yeah, yeah. So did you end up green on this trade, Bob? I bet you did. Hey Neto, I didn't take Amazon, but 1035 wasn't a good entry for it. 1035, 1035. Uh, well, I don't know, Max. I don't know because I mean, this is already below of our area of interest. So for me, it needed to reclaim this 222. For me, it needed to reclaim this 2222. So once we started, having market structure to the upside here, and we reclaim this 222 here, this is something that I believe it could be a nice entry. This is not an 84% rule. This is just a second chance for a very similar trade. So we reclaim this 222, came back, nice price action on this candle again, and look at all of these candles here, holding 222, holding 222, and from here, boom, it actually went all the way again to 223.30. That was previously high, but this one was a 1 to 5 risk reward ratio trade. This was a even more amazing trade. And I'm not gonna say your name. I'm not gonna say your name, but I know you are here. I already watched you here. But I have a friend that he took this one here. He took this break, displacement, and retest of pre-market high, and then I think he took 1030. So maybe something like this. He was looking for something like this. And well, low of the day was a 122.35, but look at this. This area here, previous day high 222, was just too strong for a short. It was just too strong for a short. And after watching the markets ripping as they did this morning, I mean, there was everything but charts in the market, right? So I wasn't looking at this potential play, like going short on this area between previous day high and pre-market high. I mean, I understand what you did. I understand what you did. This break, this placement and retest of this pre-market high for looking for weakness here. But I just think this area here was too strong for shorting. I mean, I will be waiting for maybe the break and retest of previous day high, not pre-market. So that was all for Amazon. Let me go to the chat. Ended up red. Yeah. So and I took. Let me tell you something. That's what I feel very very bad about this. I took next week expiration. So contracts actually were moving like nice. So slow and steady, nothing too aggressive. It's just I just stayed for too long. I just stayed for too long. At the time, that probably looked for okay for a short. I don't blame you. No, no, no. That was not my trade. It was someone here on the live stream. Uh, wouldn't halfway through the 10-15 candle invalidate the trend too? Which one? 10-15? I think it is. I think it is. Yeah. It just. I mean, all with this candle here. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Something like this, right? So once you break this line, it's actually it's not holding. So yeah, maybe I should manage my position right here, 10-15. Once we have this candle here, I should be cutting my position. Yeah, no. I mean, I still need to journal. I still need to journal, but I think, yeah, that was my mistake. I was just trusting too much on this 222. And look at this. I mean, it actually worked. It actually worked. It's just, I mean, bad timing. But I mean, in options, you need to be right, even on timing, right? All right. So let's go to the next one, Nvidia. So what happened to Nvidia? What happened to Nvidia? It's just crazy. It's just crazy. So okay, so we have this thing on Nvidia, and let me tell you something here. Let me tell you something here. I hate it. I don't know why my 1 minute and 5 minute candles are not showing here. But don't worry, I'm actually cleaning all the trade review chart. I'm gonna clean them over the weekend. So next week you won't see all of this. uh, I'll try to have clean charts every day. All right. All right. So okay, guys. See, now this is because market are already closed. Click on replay. Ah, yeah, maybe that's true. It's already closed. That's why it's not showing. All right. Okay. So yeah. So my bad. My bad. All right. So this Nvidia trade, the only entry opportunity that I watched was this one here, and it's so small displacement, but the higher time frame was there. The higher time frame thesis idea, trade idea was there. So this was ripping. It was holding this 148, 148.50. This 148.50 was pre-market high. So once we start reclaiming these key levels, I just draw this order block here. Can you see it? This is an uptrend. This is the down close candle. So this is the order block. All right. This is the order block. As you know, I like to only draw the order block on the candle wick, but I mean, technically it should be the whole candle. All right. But well, for the purpose of this trade, it's, this break, baby displacement retest right here. So I will be opening my position right here when this candle engulfs the previous one. All right. Okay. So that's very nice that we talk about this, because this is something that usually we don't say on the trainings. This is something that we usually don't say when we are, giving alerts, or like throwing our entries or exits on the community. This is great. I mean, so again, once you have your retest here, and then you start having a candle in your direction, you don't need to wait for the candle to close. Once it engulfs the previous bodies, that's your signal. And you will say, well, Neto, but this is just too close. This is just too close to high of the day. Yeah, but we are in all-time highs. So this is kind of price discovery mode. You should be trusting your setup here. Look at how strong the indices were this morning. So when you open your position here, you should be aiming, for example, here it was 159. So you should be aiming to 160, let's say 160. So this trade actually worked all the way to 161. And if you took it to 161, it was a 1 to 6.5 reward rate to trade. But I think the right thing to do was 160, start managing your position here, and then maybe bar by bar. So if you was managing your position bar by bar, you actually close your position something like here, right? Something like here. And that was just awesome. That was just awesome. Because again, for today, I didn't have too much expectation of a move. But look at this. I mean, markets are markets are roaring every day, every day. Okay. So Rael, you took 10 a.m. candle. This is 10 a.m. candle. All right. The reclaim of this previous week high, this order block here. Yeah, well, this is more like a breakout trade, but that was very good. 84% rule. Uh, that's not the 84% rule, my friend. I mean, I understand your idea, but that's not the 84% rule. So the 84% rule needs to be the same setup than the previous one, than the first one, with the market structure intact, right? So for being an 84% rule, let's say that you were waiting for I don't know. I mean, just for the example, all right? Just for the example, let's say that you were waiting for the break and retest of this area here, all right? This area here, and you had your position right here, and you were aiming to, let's say, here, all right? So suddenly this trade fails, so the 84% rule should be something like this, all right? Something like this, because market structure is intact. As you can see here, you are actually holding a higher low, and you are entering on the same entry point, you are keeping the same risk, and you have the same targets, right? The same targets. This was a coincidence that you actually had a break and retest of this key level, right? But actually the 84% rule, we usually take them with the reclaim of that level, all right? We don't wait for the break and retest. On the 84%, we enter on the reclaim of that level. So this is more like the 84% rule, not this. All right, not sure if that was clear. Pre-market high 951. It's not. I mean, well, yeah, but I mean the next candle, it's look at this reaction here. So no. Palantir. Let's go to Palantir in a second. All right, guys. So that was all for Nvidia. Let's go to Tesla. I don't have anything to say about Tesla. But I was watching this. All right. So Tesla started dropping this morning, and it actually rejected hard this previous day high. All right, previous day high. So we have this rejection came all the way to 330, 313, let's say 313. And then here, this is something that I wanted to show you. It was actually just written here, right? So you reclaim pre-market low, pull back, retest pre-market low again, and it starts building market structure here. So I was actually drawing like this, come here, higher high, higher low. This is fading, but it's still above this previous high. So let's say this is a higher low, still a higher low, and then you create a higher high. And then, so I wanted to show you this because even if it's late on the day, even if it's late on the day, this was 10:50, almost 11 in the morning. I don't take positions later than 10:45, right? But if you do, if you were waiting for this, I mean, after 10:30, my particular style looks for market structure instead of, like break and retest of key levels. I start looking for market structure. So I actually like this one here. So break, retest, hold of pre-market low, higher high, higher low. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, this is actually holding these order blocks here. Higher high, higher low, higher high, come back, respect this order block, higher high, higher low. So I like this kind of plays when it's late on the day. Uh, Not early in the morning, but yes, when it's late on the day, I like them because, I mean, now you have a lot of information, right? You have local pivots, you have local highs and lows, you have consolidation areas, you have your breakout areas. So when you have something like this, I mean, this is a move that you can trust, right? Especially because the indices were still pushing higher. How much? 626.40, 20 for SPY and 557 QQQ. That's crazy. That's crazy. So this was Tesla. Anyone took Tesla today? I don't think so because it was kind of, inside of the range. But well, that was a good one. Who told me about Microsoft? Let me look for, guys. If you told me something about a trade that you want me to take a look, this is the time, so I don't scroll all over the chat. Abdo 494. This one here, right? Nice break, displacement, retest, 494 here. Comes up and look at this. I mean, if you took this to previous week high, 1 to 6.5 risk reward ratio trade. That was awesome. That was very nice play, Abdo. I've been playing Microsoft, but once we hit all-time highs for any name, it's like, I start checking out because I don't feel that I'm good reading, like this price discovery mode. So I just stop it. So I stopped trading Microsoft. I stopped trading Palantir, and now I'm super afraid of taking Nvidia, right? But that's just me, and that's because I like more going short. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm a perma bear on the market or something. It's just I like it more. So I prefer when we create a range and we are just playing inside of these ranges because I feel more comfortable with playing puts. But that again, that's just me. So this was a very nice play. It was. I'm not gonna say it was obvious, but look at this. I mean, this was a very nice break displacement retest of pre-market high at 494.13, but the real key level here was 494, something like this. And look at the buyers stepping in right here. So once we had this red candle here, look at the reaction right here, and the next candle is engulfing the previous candles here. So if you open your position here, if even at the candle closure and you were aiming to a 1 to 2 reward ratio trade, that's only to 496. So that was a very, very nice play. Congratulations, Abdo. Let me Cena 945. Yeah, pretty much what we said here. Very nice, Cena. Uh, you play the 5 minute chart. That's nice. That's nice. All right, Palantir with Jason. Palantir with Jason. What you did in Palantir, my friend? 10-15 candle. 10-15 candle. That's not 84% rule, but I understand what you tried here. Uh, yeah, but this is not the 84% rule. So, uh, Jason, are you on the Discord with Tony and Jack? If you are, please. Uh, you are not. All right. Please, you are not. All right. So I have a lot of homework, and I promise you guys that I'm gonna be done this month. I owe you this 84% rule video. I owe you the English version of my charting and key levels drawing style. And I think I owe you one more video. I don't remember which one, but I promise that I'm gonna update the content of this. So you can have assets right here on the YouTube, even if you don't belong to the communities. That's something that I need to do. Yeah, you know what? I had a workshop with the people in the community last week, the Spanish speakers on the community. So I made a workshop of how to chart and draw key levels, but it was in Spanish. If you are interested on that workshop, I can share. But again, it's completely in Spanish, and we actually talk. Yeah, I recorded it, and we talk about my football team, and we talk about my personal life. So I mean, probably it's gonna be a bit boring for you, but if you want it, I mean, I have it right here, so I can help. It's on Zoom. It's on Zoom. So I don't know how to translate the Zoom recordings, but if you know, please help me, and I can share. But let me tell you something. I mean, now that we have our first workshop for charting and key levels, that's gonna be kind of my benchmark for my English version. I really want to record an English version because I mean I think we can help more people, and we can go farther and beyond with an English version of this video. So if you want to, I can share the Spanish version, but I will recommend just wait a few days or a few weeks, and we will have an English version for charts and key levels. It's it's gonna be very interesting because if you guys follow Tony and Jack, it's a bit different. I mean, they do have different styles between them, right? So Tony has his own style with just a few lines. Jack has his own style drawing zones. I have kind of an intermediate uh, style with more than just a few lines, and also a few other objects or a few other concepts in my chart, and it looks more like I mean, if you also follow no risk no premium and Mr. Banks on the Wolves community, I actually have a lot of their concepts on my charts, and I mean, it's natural because I come from that community uh, the last year or 2 years ago. So I spent a lot of time with them. I learned a lot with them. So my charts are kind of a blend between no risk, Mr. Banks, Tony, and Jack. So and my own personal style, right? So it's gonna be very interesting. So you have another reference for building your own skills and trying to do your own thing. So yeah, yeah. Zoom has translation. I don't know. I don't know. Is there a live translator? No, no, no. Guys, just wait for the other video. It's gonna be easier. It's gonna be easier, right? So okay, guys. So let's go to this last one. Palantir. Who said Palantir? Jason, 10-15 candle, 10-15 candle. This one here. So here, Jason, my my spidey sense is telling me this, right? So just because you fail to create a higher high here, this will not be uh, my desired entry unless you break this trend line here. So maybe if you have like a candle going all the way to here, then I will think on taking a position like here. I know this will be like way far or very close to high of the day, but if you can aim to the next external liquidity here, or tighten your risk, something like this will be your entry. But right here you just failed to create new highs. So here you need to be very cautious that this is not a lower high like it happened being here, right? It happened being here. This is a lower high, and then all you did was going downwards, right? So that's why I don't like too much this one here. But that's just my 2 cents. Um, oh, thank you, DC. Thank you. I'm actually, trying to build content for people that is not on the communities that I belong, so they can, start learning at least what is not proprietary, right? So what is just, I mean, I don't want to say like common sense, but I mean, skills that you can build with your own edge. I mean, that's something that I want to help other traders. So thank you for pointing them to this channel. Yeah, I know. I have. Yeah, I need to learn a lot about how to grow socials. I need my kids. My oldest, she's turning 15 in a few weeks, and she has thousands of followers on Snapchat. I don't know how, but yeah, yeah, I need their help. I mean, yeah, it's just something different to what I do. I used to be a business consultant, so this is not my usual channels of communication, right? All right. So, okay, guys. So I think that's it. I wanted to tell you something about the long weekend. So this is your reminder, because I care about your growth. I care about your improvement, and I care about you. So I know it's a long weekend. Markets close early today, and we are off tomorrow. So this is a perfect time to relax, enjoy life, and recharge. Just don't forget, resting feels way better when the work is truly done. So I want to ask you now, did you already journal your trades from the week? What worked? What didn't? What did the market teach you this time? Did you update your playbook and prep your mindset for next week? Because journaling might feel like a chore, might feel like homework. I know, but you need to to push harder, because it's one of the few places where pain turns into progress. So you already paid for every mistake. Make sure that you also collect the lesson, the learning. Take advantage of the slower pace to reflect, learn, and plan. because that's how we keep leveling up, even when the market is closed. So enjoy the long weekend, recharge wisely, and please come back ready to execute with purpose. All right. So that's all for me, guys. I thank you for your time. You know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and just as this is doing, please send people to the channel. It's an open community. We want more traders to build their own skills to prepare and execute better on the markets. And well, it's free, so that's a gift. Have a great long weekend for you all, guys, and I'll see you on Monday. Bye.